Hey guys, this is me, someone again, Korean grammar for speaking Unit 14 today. Alright, so we want to learn how to say I am not and I don't do something and I can't do something and I am good at something today. So this time, let's get started with nouns. Nouns, something that has names, right? So remember, we have 이 아니에요 and 가 아니에요. Please memorize them. 이 아니에요 and 가 아니에요. So this 이, it sounds familiar, right? This 이 is a particle and this 가 is also a particle. So in this sentence, you don't want to know about how this works. I just want you to I just want you to memorize 이 아니에요 and 가 아니에요. So then you can make a sentence like, I am not a student. I am not a teacher. He's not a police officer. She's not a nurse. Something like that. So in that way, you can speak this grammar. I mean, get rid of all this complicated grammar, like explanations. Just memorize this means I am not something. And the second, use 이 아니에요 with bottom lettered words. Bottom lettered words. It's called 받침. Some of you guys already know what 받침 is, but that's the final consonant in English. Okay, so I would just call it bottom letter because it's in the bottom. As you can see here, 학생. This circle, it's located at the bottom, right? So that's why we want to use 이 아니에요. So see a word. Check the word and see if there is this bottom letter or no bottom letter. If there is, use 이 아니에요. If there isn't, then use 가 아니에요. That's all you have to memorize. Alright, so if you want to say, I am not a student, as you can see here in my book, 학생, that's the word. So there is a bottom letter at the letter 생, right? So we want to use 이 아니에요. 학생이 아니에요. Alright? And next one, 선생님. So there is a bottom letter at the last letter. Remember, we only care about the last letter. So 선생, we don't care if there is a bottom letter or not. 님 has it, where 님 doesn't have it. That's what it matters. So 님 has it, then you want to use what? 이 아니에요. So 저는 선생님이 아니에요. And I have explained a couple of times this 님 letter. There is this rectangular, right? And that goes to the circle. So then the circle make the sound. So you can read it naturally. Like 선생님이 아니에요. So the sound connected, right? 저는 선생님이 아니에요. Right. Let's check out next word. 친구. So the last letter, see if there is a bottom letter or no bottom letter. 친구. 친 has it, but 구 doesn't have. but we only care about this letter 구, right? So there isn't. That's why we want to add 가 아니에요. So 친구가 아니에요. And because we use like 우리, which means we, a lot. So when we indicate ourselves, remember I said like we don't really use like he, she, they, right? But we use titles or sometimes names, right? So, but 우리 is used often. 우리는 친구가 아니에요. Alright, now it's done with nouns. So now you can do yourself. For example, make your own sentence like, I am not Korean person. 저는 한국 사람이 아니에요. 한국 사람, Korean person, 사람, 람. There is this another sound, right? Perfect, Ellie. 저는 한국 사람이 아니에요. 사람 has a lam, this lam letter has a bottom letter, so we want to use 이 아니에요. How simple is that? Alright, then you can also make a sentence like, I am American. Can you type that, Ellie? So when you introduce yourself in the Korean language, you can just say like, I am American. But to practice more, you can just, use and make more sentences. I am not Korean. I am American. Perfect. 저는 한국 사람이 아니에요. 미국 사람이에요. Ellie typed 저는 at the first sentence, and the second sentence, she didn't type 저는, right? It's just like English. For example, in English, you guys say like, I am Korean and an engineer. You don't like to repeat. So same as Korean. Once you indicate one thing, 저, me, I, or he, or she, they. Once you indicate something, and you keep talking about that person. So we can just skip 저는. Perfect. So 저는 한국 사람이 아니에요. 미국 사람이에요. Alright. You can change it to your situation. Like Lillian, you can say, I am not Korean. I am Chinese. If you come to Korea, you might get to ask like some directions or something because, we kind of have like same face, right? Asians. So, when I was in Australia, like more than 10 years ago, I usually got asked some questions by these Chinese people. They would just come and talk to Chinese, like, hey, do you know how do I get to this library like this? And then I would always say, no, I'm not Chinese. I am Korean, right? So you can practice like this or anything around you. So I'm drinking this one. Like, if someone's asking, are you drinking wine? No, this is not wine. This is coffee. So to say that, wine, 와인, one syllable each in Korean, like in the Korean language. So in has a bottom letter, so I can say 와인이 아니에요. It's coffee. 커피예요. So 와인이 아니에요. 커피예요. Someone asked this question in our study group. So please join the study group if you want to study Korean with me. All right. To join the group, please send me a message. Someone asked like, your pronunciation. So, 와인이 아니에요. Do people really pronounce it as like 요? Like why yo? I wouldn't say no. people, when they speak, they pronounce it as like y'all more often. So Y-E-O. So you can also practice natural sound. For example, 와인이 아니에요. y'all, right? It's not you. Look at my mouth. 와인이 아니에요. This is hard. So 와인이 아니에요. See? That's why they pronounce it as 여. That's why you hear the sound like 여. 커피예요. It's coffee. 커피예요. Right? Alright. Next one. 안. So this 안 is used in English. Don't. Something that you don't. You don't study. You don't work out. You don't read books. Ah, nice ice cream. Oh. Hi, Summer. You're here. All right. Something that you don't is 안. Please memorize this 안. Okay. So where do you put this 안? That's important. So we should know how to conjugate present tense before we study this. I mean, 가다. That's the word to go. So if you want to say I go, then you have to conjugate 가요, right? So 가요. So that's the verb, right? That's the word. I would say put this 안 at the first of the sentence. So say 안 first, 안 가요. So you said I go and you put this 안 가요. Then you made the sentence that says I don't go. Okay. And this one is also used as not again, but with adjectives like 비싸다, expensive. What are adjectives and what are verbs? I hate to explain about this because I didn't study like that way, but it would be really, better and faster if you know. So think about in English. There are times that you say, I go, I study, I speak without any am, right? And there's this time when you say, I am tall, I am smart, I am short, I am fat. Like Summer said to me, she said I'm fat. So, all right. So there's this time that you don't have to use am, which means MR is all. They are called, I want to call them as all verbs. So there's some time you have to use MR is. I am smart, she is tall, he is short. They are stupid. Like that. MREs, you need them. So I want to call them adjectives. All right. So when you use these adjectives, same, just put this on at the very beginning of the sentence. So this word, 비싸다, 비싸다 means expensive. So think about this in English. How do you make a sentence? It is expensive, right? We used is. That means this one's adjective. So we want to put this on at the very first of the sentence. So 비싸다 conjugated at 요, 비싸요. You have to study Unit 11, present tense, if you want to study here, this part. So 비싸요. You want to put 안. Where? At the beginning. So 안 비싸요. You just said it's not expensive. 안 비싸요. Does it make sense? All right. Perfect, Destiny. How about this word 싸다, which means cheap. 싸다 can be used in many ways. But in today, let's just use it as cheap. Perfect, Alexa. 싸요. That's right. So you conjugate it as like it is cheap, right? Then this time, let's make it's not cheap. Perfect. You got it right, Alexa. 안 싸요. Keys. Perfect. 안 싸요. Right. So then you can make a sentence. It's not expensive. It's not cheap. Any adjectives. She's not tall. He's not fat. We are not stupid. Everything, right? Okay. And here's one more thing. For words like 하다 words, we want to distinguish like 하다 words, 하다 verbs, and 하다 adjectives. Two ways, right? So 하다 verbs. Let's go with it first. 공부하다. Remember, you just conjugate it in English to distinguish this is verb or adjective, okay? So I study, she studies, he studies, they study, right? I didn't use he is study, I am studying. That's wrong, right? So these kind of 하다 verbs, you want to put this an right before 하다. So 공부하다, that's the word for study. 공부하다, put this an right before 하다. So it becomes 공부 안 하다, right? And next time, we want to conjugate it to I don't study. To make a sentence, we have to conjugate this present tense, right? So 공부 안 하다 becomes what? 공부 안 해요. Perfect case. You got it perfect. That's excellent. So you just said I don't study, right? How about this word? 운동하다. I'm typing for you. 운동하다. This means to exercise, to work out. Perfect. That's beautiful. Destiny and Alexa get it right. So, 운동하다. I exercise. I work out. Right? I didn't put any M, so this means this is a 하다 verb. So 하다 verb, remember this rule. 안 goes right before 하다. So 운동 안 하다. So to make a sentence, I don't exercise. 운동 안 해요. Okay. All right. How about this one then? Yes. Smart. The word smart. 똑똑하다. Sounds smart, right? Who made this word is a genius, I think. So 똑똑하다. All right. So this one's also ended with 하다. So people usually make mistakes putting this 안. So 똑똑 안 하다. They put like this 안 right before 하다, just like 하다 verbs. But this one is smart. So this way, I am smart. He is smart. She is smart. They are smart. So I used MREs, right? So we want to use this as like adjectives. We want to think it's adjectives. So remember the rule. For adjectives, put this an at the beginning. So 안 똑똑하다. And now let's conjugate it to I am not, she's not, he's not smart. 안 똑똑하다. So 하다 becomes to 해요. So 안 똑똑해요. Right? So, Alexa, that's a really good idea, but verb 안 하다. So that thing is only for 하다 verbs. So just verbs like to go, to eat, to meet, to drink. That doesn't work like that. So that works like 안 comes first. Okay. What you said is only for hada verbs. All right. So remember that. Let me make this straight. So put this an, which means not or don't, for right before the verb. And for adjective, right before the adjective. So 공부하다, any of these 하다 words, we want to think that they are 하다 is the verb part. Okay. So if you remember, I said these 하다 verbs like 공부하다. If you take them out, like 공부 and 하다, 공부 becomes a noun, studying, and 하다 is do, right? So do study. So that's why we want to use 하다 as a verb. So this is my tip. Put an right in front of a verb. And for adjectives, put an at the very beginning. So that's all you have to memorize. Okay. One more thing. In your textbooks, I believe that they teach you like 지 않아요, which means don't or not. It's easier to use because you just take out 다. This is the verb stem, right? Take out 다 and just add 지 않아요. This guy, red one, right? So 공부하다, take 다 and add 지 않아요. It becomes 공부하지 않아요. How about 비싸다? This 다. Take out 다 and add 지 않아요. 비싸지 않아요. Makes perfect sense. But I wouldn't say that's a verbal grammar. It sounds really awkward when I say, for example, to my friends or to my parents, to my people. I don't think I never say that. So, but it's worth to know it because when we conjugate to another grammar, it's going to be useful. So keep that for that. For now, forget it. Okay? Right, Alexa. 비싸지 않아요. Perfect. And do you want to try with other words? Ellie, so it's not common. I would say yes. It's not. All right. I'm just going to give you some random words just to make sure if you understood it right, which is not on the book. Okay. 춥다. This one is cold. Be cold. Ellie, do you want to come up to the stage? I'm recording this. So this is going to be on my YouTube channel. If you want to come up to the stage, please let me know. Perfect. Alexa, 춥지 않아요. Perfect. Ellie, 안 추워요. 90% perfect. Because yes, you need the space, right? Space, some people say it's not important, and I think it's kind of important. So please memorize. Whenever you use an, make a space anytime. So that's the rule. All right, you got it all right. 춥다 was irregular. 춥다, B becomes 워요, 추워요. It's cold, and it's cold. It is cold. There is e. Sorry, it is cold. There is is. That means it's an adjective. You just want to put this an right before the word. Clear, right? Sorry. Yes, if you know the rules of the space, then you're gonna be fine. I will keep saying that though. So this is the rule, please memorize. So memorize what I say you to memorize. Then it's gonna be all easy. I just happen to know that word. Okay, cool. All right. I guess you guys got this. And now you can make a sentence like, do you drink coffee? Some people do, some people don't. So you can now answer. So if after you study Unit 11, which is I do, you could only say yes to the question. For example, do you drink coffee? I drink coffee. You couldn't say I don't drink coffee. But from today, you can say no, I don't do that. Perfect, Ellie. 커피를 안 마셔요. Alright. Destiny, I have a personal question for you. 술을 마셔요? 술, alcohol. 술을 마셔요? 네. Alright. Some people say just 네. It's not a good practice. So, to be fluent in the language that you're learning, you should be really talkative. Right. So, there is really good student in this study room. For example, I ask one question. Hey, do you drink alcohol? Well, this one person might say like, uh, I drink alcohol, but I don't want to drink alcohol now because I am studying in this room. Or the other student would say like, yes or no. So which one do you think would be better at the language? So be talkative, okay? Try to use the grammar that we have studied. That's how you stack. That's how you piled up the things that we studied. So people forget, I forget things, but try not to forget how use them. So we studied I am or like öller, these particles, and 이가 and I do. Yeah, that's right. And numbers, right? So please try to use them and try not to forget them. Perfect. Key, you're perfect. Destiny, all right. Now everyone in the world knows that you drink 4 bottles of soju. Perfect. So see what Destiny said. Like 소주 4병 마셔. 4병. That's obviously we studied that. 네 is the counting when we count bottles. 1 bottle of water or alcohol, whiskey, beer, whatever, right? So she used 4 bottles. I drink 4 bottles of beer. She should be better, right? If someone just say like I drink, yes, nah, please you know, keep making things more difficult for you. All right, next one. Oh, before we go to the next, I want to say this because not all hada verbs, not all hada adjectives. There are like exceptions and irregulars. Don't complain because your language has that too. So not only English, Spanish, or like Indonesian, any languages, right? So, okay. I was gonna say, yeah, this word. 좋아하다. This is a word to like, right? From my instruction, I like something. She likes something. We don't use is, am, are, right? So that should be treated as a verb. So then I should say 좋아안해요, right? But that's wrong. This is an irregular. I would say this is an exception. So for 좋아하다, put this an right before 하다. Okay, so sorry. Put this an right before the whole word. So 안 좋아하다. So let's memorize this as an exception. So memorize it. I like students who who remembers what I say. I'm sure all teachers do that too. So once I say something and just you take a note and never forget it. Okay? Because, I don't want to repeat things. All right. And obviously, 좋아하다. What word would have the same character like 좋아하다? This is the way that I studied English and other languages too. So if there is 좋아하다, then it must follow this 싫어하다, the same role, right? So 싫어하다, which is hate or dislike, that should be in the same character, in the same category, right? So where do you guys think we should put 안? I don't hate it. Anyone? Perfect. 안 싫어해요. Right. 안 싫어해요. Kiss, you got it right. Excellent. All right. So that's how you study this 안. All right. Use 안 whenever you want to say no. Okay. Okay. So this time we want to study 못. 못. So this means can't. Something you can't. It's different, obviously. If you know English, then you should know 못 and 안, right? So 못 is can't, 안 is don't. You know the difference. I don't go because I don't want to. I can't go because I don't have time. Okay, let's get started. It's gonna be really easy for you because we want to put this 못 in the exact same spot that we put 안. So right before the word. All right. 가다 conjugate to like 아이고, 가요, and put this 못. 못 가요. That's all, right? And if you want to say like I don't go, 안 가요. If you want to say I can't go, 못 가요. Perfect. And how about this? 요리하다. This means cook. Okay? So, right before the verb, you want to put this 못 word, 못 grammar. So, 요리하다, 요리 못 하다. And conjugate this 하다 to 해요, right? 요리 못 해요. Perfect. That means you cannot cook. All right? And here's an interesting thing for you guys. Even Korean people don't recognize this. So if there is this space, like Alexa said, 요리 space, 못 space 해요. So that means you cannot do it at all. So if there is a space, you cannot do it at all. But if there isn't space, that means you can do it, but you're not good at it. So 요리 못해요. 요리 못해요. Same, exactly the same. We don't rest because there is space, right? So you have to catch it. What is this? You have to catch this. What was this word? Oh my God, this happens a lot. Context, right? So depending on the context. All right. And 일하다, work. All right, everyone. Now you want to say, I can't work at all because I'm so tired. Where do we need to put the space? As you can see here, 못 space 해요. That's completely, you cannot do it. And if you get rid of this space in between 못 and 해요, like Destiny said there, that means you can do it. You cannot do it. So that's the difference. If there is space, you cannot work. Because you're sick, you cannot go to work at all. Zero. But what Destiny said, 일을 못해요. There's no space, right? That means he's not a good worker. He does his job, but he's not good at it. That's what it means. Alright? I hope you got this. So then you can even teach Korean people, hey, your spacing is wrong. Alright. How about this random word? One quiz. 운전하다. 운전하다. This means drive. So I want to have a question. Do you guys drive? Ellie and Mariam, do you want to come up to the stage? Please type here so then I can see. Okay. So we have to use both this time, Destiny. We have not studied 잘 yet. So I'm not going to count that. Alexa, right. 아니요, 운전 못 해요. So she made this space. That means she doesn't have any driver license, right? Yeah, but we have to practice here. How about I can, but I'm not really a good driver? Perfect kiss. So what Kiss said, there is no space in between 못 and 해, right? That means you have a license, but you're not good at driving. Got it? Alright. So please practice a lot. And I wish I had someone on the stage and I would keep giving them, the person words like 10, 20 words and just make them like put this word, but maybe next time. Alright, this time, Destiny. Alright, 잘. This means well. So you might have heard of this if you are interested in like Korean dramas or TV shows. Sorry about that. So 잘 자, 잘 자, sleep well, right? How about this? 잘 가 when they wave. 잘 가, like go well, right? So yeah, that's good night. But literally, that's sleep well. In English, you guys also say like, hey, sleep well. Yeah, you said that too. So I was saying this time is well. All right. So exactly, it's your lucky day. It's exactly the same spot that you put an and 못. So right before a verb. Okay. So, and this is also used like I am good at something. All right. If you see this first example, 만들다, let's conjugate. 만들어요, I make it, right? 만들어요. And put this 잘. You know the meaning. That means well, good at. So 잘 만들어요, you just understand it as like, oh, he's good at making something. Perfect. 잘 만들어요. All right. And how about this one? 수영하다, swim. As I said, 하다 is the verb. So right before the 하다, 수영 잘하다. And you wanna make a sentence. I swim well, which means I am good at swimming. I know this doesn't make sense in English, but I just had to put this so that you guys can understand. This is not the book for learning English, right? So, alright. 수영하다. 수영 잘하다. Perfect key. 수영 잘해요. I am good at swimming. Alright. This time, I guess you know how this works. Good at something. It will be a good practice if you are at this job interview. Imagine that you're at this job interview. You're having an interview. All right, you have to express yourself like, all right, tell me the reason why I should hire you. Please say one thing that you're good at. It doesn't have to be something amazing, you know. I am good at breathing, or for example, me. Uh, I am good at English. 영어 is English, right? And for speak in Korean is do. We do language. I do Spanish. I do Japanese. So we use 하다. So I would put 영어를 잘해요. So 저는 영어를 잘해요. I am good at English. So please hire me. So destiny. 거짓말을 하다. 거짓말하다. Which means to lie. So what she was saying is 거짓말을 잘해요. I'm good at lying. Oh my god. Alright, get out. Get out of the office. Alright. Oh, Alexa, 영어하고 스페인어를 잘해요. I am good at English and Spanish. Okay? So she said it right. Okay, I want to ask more questions about you, Alexa, for this position. Okay, alright. You want to say I am good at dancing. Alright, let's check this out. 춤을 추다 is the word. Dance. So, think about what is the verb in this word. 추다, right? So where do you think you have to put 잘? 추다 is the verb. Right, you got it perfect, Alexa. No, okay, please come follow me. 춤을 추다, this is the word, infinitive word, right? Nothing touched, nothing changed. So, 춤을 change it one by one. 춤을 잘 추다, right? So you have to put this 잘 right before the verb 추다. So 춤을 잘 추다. And now you want to conjugate to like I am good at dancing. So 추다, this is an irregular word. So it should be 춰요. So 춤을 잘 춰요. I'm good at dancing. Right, Ellie, same rule. If you want to say I am not good at dancing, I can't dance, then you should make sure put this 못 at the same spot that we put 잘. Good, you got it. All right. So remember, express yourself, market yourself. Like I am good at Photoshop. I am good at Excel. I am good at languages. And think about what you're good at and type everything that you're good at. I am good at driving. I am good at walking. I'm good at speaking. Anything, right? Any skills you got. So, Alexa, 잘 space 쳐요 word, just no space. There's gotta be space. Alright. For 잘 쳐요. But remember this one rule for 하다. We say 잘 하다. So there is no space. Only for 하다. But other words, I am good at this language. I'm good at like driving. anything that all has space. All right. And last one. Don't have and don't know. Okay. I just want you to memorize this. Don't have is 이 and 가 없다. So one is 이 없다 and the other one is 가 없다. So which means this particle 이 and 가 always makes you confused whenever you say something, right? So for now, just memorize. Use 이 or 가 whenever you use 없다, which means don't have or there isn't. And find the same character. What would be the opposite word? Opposite word? 없다. Oh my god. 있다, right? So, 있다 means to have or there isn't. So, follow the same rule. Obviously, 이 있다, 가 없다, right? Same character, same category. Alright, remember, anytime you use 있다 or 없다, memorize 이 and 가 should be used. So, 이 with bottom words. 가 있다, no bottom words. Okay? So, for example, 여자친구. That's a girlfriend. 여자친구. The last letter, 구 has a bottom letter or no bottom letter? 구. Nothing, right? So 여자친구. We want to use what? 가 없다. Right. 여자친구가 없다. And we want to conjugate. I don't have a girlfriend. 여자친구가 없어요. How about I have a boyfriend? Boyfriend. 남자친구. 남자친구. Same. 가. The last letter has a bottom letter or no bottom letter? 구. No. So I have a boyfriend. 남자친구가 있다. And conjugated. 남자친구가 있어요. Perfect. And sometimes, not sometimes, like many times, frequently, this 이 or 가 is dropped. So it makes sense even if you just say 남자친구 있어요, 여자친구 있어요. So it makes sense without 가 or 이 or 가. So don't worry too much. But I would recommend to memorize them right now because we will definitely use this. So, and it will help you to understand the other grammar later. Alright, how about this? 남편, husband. Alright, now on your profile, you want to say this and scammers will not message you anymore. Right, 남편, the last letter. 편 has a bottom letter. 편. Right, this another sound. There is 펴, 편. 펴 has no, 편 has bottom. 펴, no. 편, yes. Right, so use 이. 남편이 없다. 남편이 없어요. I don't have a husband. And 아내 is wife. And we also say like wife, just like English. So if you want to say I don't have a wife, 아내가 없어요. Oh, you understood, Juan, bro. Thanks, bro. Alright. 아내가 없어요. 남편이 없어요. Or you can say like, I don't have kids, I'm married, but I don't have kids. I don't have kids. 아이가, because E has no bottom letter. 아이가 없어요. Got it? So, and people usually make things short, right? So they make it short, like I, and 에. So they usually say 애가 없어요. I don't have kids, right? So, next one, 모르다, don't know. So please memorize this, 모르다, because it's an irregular word. 르 becomes L button, and it sounds difficult, it sounds complicated. So you want to just use like 모르다 becomes 몰라요. I don't know. So that's it. That's all about this lesson. 안, 못, 잘 today. So now you can say a lot of things. So let's say you know like 100 words in Korean. From Unit 11, we know how to conjugate 100 verbs and adjectives. Sorry, just 100 words. So you can make statement and question. So 100 and question 100, and this 안 100 and 못 100 and 잘 100, so 500. And we also studied this formal format, which is 입니다, right? 씁니다. So add that 100 and question and another 100, right? And another 안, 못, 잘. So 1,000 sentences you can already make. So remember, we have to stack the grammar that we've been studying. So make sure you practice this 안, 못, 잘 with formal as well. So to study that, so to practice that, use some sort of like a role playing. Let's say like with your language buddy, ask him or her like, hey, let's role play. You are my boss and I am your employee. So I want to practice this formal form like 입니다 and 씁니다 and 입니까, 씁니까. And with this too, it has the same role. So 가다, 갑니다. And you just put this 안 right before the 가다, right? So 안 갑니다, I don't go. So remember, it's used as like future, present, and present continuous. So 안 갑니다, I'm not going now, I'm not going tomorrow, you know. And I'm not going now, I don't go anymore, something like that, right? And also 하다, do, right? The formal format of 하다 was 합니다. So to your boss, you can say 못합니다. He's asking too much. Hey, could you do this for me? Could you do that for me? 못합니다. Make sure space. You cannot do it at all, right? All right. So this is all about Unit 14, and this probably would be a good news. So I would like to share one image before we finish the class. So here's the thing. I am working on my own application to make you study harder and more. Okay. And it's going to be released in about a week. I'm working really hard. I went to like bed at 8 in the morning last night because of this. So this is the app that it would look like. So it's based on ChatGPT. So here's how you use. Install your ChatGPT application, but be careful, there is like some scam GPT application that looks exactly, not exactly, but it looks pretty similar. So please, what is it? Install the right one. All right. And I'm trying to put my whole book in this application. So for example, you want to study unit 1 of the book. So you have the book, the explanation is not enough, then, and you want to study this unit 1, then just put unit 1 in this ChatGPT on my application, Korean Grammar for Speaking, and then the GPT will say like this. This is everything that I put there. So, and you start practicing. And this one. The next page is going to be like this. So I'm working on this application. So what I'm saying is that, I will let you guys know when it's released, and you can put any unit number, only unit number in this message section. So if you want to study, let's say, with this book, you don't understand unit 5. This is too, I can understand. You watch my videos, still don't understand. All right. Then you are like a visual learner. So, all right, let's put this unit number 5 in this message section. Then it will explain everything. So it's like you're having your AI teacher, but based on my head, because I put many orders there. All right, so you can't find this app yet, but like I said, it's going to be released in a week. I'll be working really hard. So that's that. And that's all about it. Yes, AI someone. So this whole thing is, it depends. Like, sorry, what is this? Stop sharing. How do I get rid of this whiteboard? Oh my God, this is too difficult. All right. So whenever wherever you are, you can say, wherever you are, like you're with your phone, right? You can practice and study anywhere, like on the bus or uh, like in the bathtub, or whenever like you're waiting for someone, you know, there's time that you're kind of wasting. So you can use this application and study like every time, anytime. All right. Get rid of the whiteboard tutorial. I don't know how to do this. Oh my God. Video? Yes, there you go. All right. So again, please join the group if you want to study Korean with me. And also, I'll be teaching Japanese from, I think, next week. I'm going to be busy, but I'll try my best. And, you know, that's it. Yeah. Do you have any questions about today's lesson? Like, 안못 잘? All right. If you do, then please ask me or ask any questions in the group chat. Or, I recorded this whole lesson. So if you want to rewatch it, you can come to my channel and watch this. I will start uploading this as soon as I get out of this room. No questions. 질문이 없어요. Perfect. Destiny, look at her. Like she used right after we, studied. Our brain works like it's designed to forget, but once you repeat right after you study something in 20 seconds, then and keep repeating in 20 seconds and 20 seconds. If you keep doing that like maybe 5 or 10 times, they will go to your long-term memory. So you will memorize it very well. All right. I will see you guys next time. And I had so much fun with you guys today. Thank you. 감사합니다. I'll see you tomorrow. Unit 15.